We got the speed bumps of death. This is not acting up. Now another area, there's a dent right here. Sometimes we run into these situations. We have to make an executive decision if we're gonna keep on going. We brought this into the shop, and the affected area that we have right here, this is where the vehicle was hit. As you can see, this right here is not lining up. The hole is not lining up right there. But the most important thing is which modules are actually in this vicinity right here. So you can see we have the ECM on this side. We have the EBCM over there. We have some wiring looms that are running through here. And as well, another module that we have is going to be the actual electric power steering, which is going to be there in the bottom. What I want to do, I want to see if we can lift up the vehicle and actually go under the fender well and see if we see anything. Because all we did was go over the death bumps. Because when we first went there, we had a bunch of issues. After that, when we went back there again, kapoosh. Wouldn't even act up at all. I had my scan tool ready to go, thinking that this was going to be amazing footage, and nothing, nada. Now what I want to do is first do a visual inspection, see if there's something that just looks off. Anything in the electrical part, I want to see if there's something that's off, something that might be touching, and then go from there. I can see that the fender well right here is like a mesh material, I don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that from the inside and see what I find out. I got the legs ready to lift this vehicle up. And after that, we're gonna be underneath it and we're gonna see what we find out. So let's do that. All right, so we're underneath the vehicle right now. As you can see, there's a lot of what they call them beauty covers or whatever. There's just all this in this area. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is remove some of this so I can at least expose the wiring and anything around here, because right now this is completely covered. I can't see anything. The only thing I can kind of see is this the electric power steering right here, steering rack. I did see that there's a big old bump right here, but there's nothing that's actually touching. So I'm just gonna remove some of this plastic around here. As you can see, some of it's already broken and cracked and so on. Remember, this vehicle is low to the ground. I'm just gonna remove what I can remove, just enough to see some of this. So I'm not gonna show all that, but let me just get ahead and remove this so we can have a better visual of this area where I have other modules at, and hopefully we can find something. Let's see what we get. I took off the fender well cover, and this is the area that the customer said that was hit. Kind of see right here, you see that little half moon where it used to be at, as well over here, and then you can see some little markings on here as well. And I was just, doing my checks, and you can see this was removed as well. This was off. There's little butt connectors over here. So, and then there's zip tie that's holding this on right here. So this was the area that was affected. And we got our computer right here. Our EBCM is tucked away in here. So I don't think that area was probably damaged at all. And let me see if you can get this. Look at that. Still has stickers right here. You can get that right there. It still has stickers from where they bought it from the dealership. At least they use dealer parts. That's a good thing. One area that I noticed right here is that there's a module right over here. I don't know if you can catch that. It's kind of hiding in there. I gotta see what module that is. I have my guesses. I think I know what it is. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull out my wiring diagram, and then we're gonna see which module is hiding back there, because I think that's the only module other than the ECM that's in the affected area. And as well, I was trying to see if there's some wiring here that could, anything that could get cut. But this is hiding over here. I want to take off this right here, move it down. But first, before we do anything, I gotta see what module that one is, because what happens if it's not a module in the high-speed CAN line? Let me get this wiring diagram. Let's see what we find out. And then after that, if this is a module, we can start pursuing that and going a little bit further. So let's check it out. Let's see what we find out. So we're going to check out this wiring diagram right here. What I want to do, you know what? Let's go to CAN bus. See if we can get this. CAN bus, specifications. And let's go somewhere else. That's the only thing I don't like about Mitchell, is that they don't have OEM wiring diagrams. I remember Jake, a good friend of mine, he kept on complaining about that, saying, why are you doing this? It was like, you shouldn't be having that. You should get all data. And I was like, you know what? Gotta start looking into that. So I'm gonna use next best thing that has the wiring diagram. So now that we're here, look at this. This is what I like about the OEM wiring diagram. As you can see, this is a CAN bus. The schematics is pretty cool because this is daisy chain. So we can see that we have our engine control module, transmission control module, power steering control module, electric brake control module. They're all in line. And then after that, once you get to serial gateway, that's when there's going to be the data link connector. You can see right next to it. Now the main question is, what is the one that's bad? Well, this doesn't actually show where the location's at, so we might have to go back over here. So we're gonna go transmission, and look, there's a 10-speed and 8-speed. So right here it says in right front wheel well, and even if we go into 8-speed, let's see where that TCM is at, in front right wheel well. So that's the affected area. So if we click on this and go to the location, my money is as that one right there, TCM. It is hiding right there. What's the chances of that? Something right there. I'm trying to look for a module that's in that area that the wiring might be touching. Gotta see if we can remove that. So we did find out that that is the TCM. That's what I was going for. I knew that sucker was it. So I want to go over there, check it out, see what we have. Let's see what we get. All right, so I went ahead and removed this, and look at this, man. Look what I found in here, just hanging in there. Auto light, the spark plug. This is the TCM, and as you can see right here, the tab is broken off. This wasn't even on there, so I know that this was for sure affected area. So now my next thing that I really want to do, get my cameraman to go up in the vehicle. We're gonna see if we can probably move this around. Maybe the damage is somewhere in this wiring loom right here. I don't want to touch it too much, but I probably just want to move this around and then see if we get any issues, because the problem could be somewhere right here. There could be a break here. I don't want to touch too much because I really don't want to accidentally fix this issue. And like I said, this is the area that was hit. So we have a wiring loom that runs around here. That could probably be the affected area. We won't know until we get on there. We're gonna try it first with just the key on, engine off, and we're just barely gonna move this and see if something happens. I have noticed that most of the problems are in the RPM, moving side to side. We're gonna try different things right here to see if we can get it going. I really wanna put my money here. So let's move some stuff around, make sure that we don't create too much chaos or too much havoc, and then see if we can finally find this problem. So let's get to it. So I got my videographer over there. He has a screenshot of the front, and I am down here. We're gonna see if we can get something to act up. And all we're doing is just we're moving this wiring loom to see if anything is acting up. Let's see if we can wiggle this, because this is the TCM. Let's see if this got replaced. This is, as of now, it's not acting up. All right, we're gonna lift it up a little bit more. Now another area that I don't think was hit, there's a dent right here. So electric power steering, and there's some wires over here that look like they're running into something. So I'm gonna see if I can stick my hand. Probably not gonna get this. Keep me informed if you see anything move, especially on the temperature like gauge. This is gonna be the hard part. I'm trying to figure out, man, everything's so compact and closed off. So nothing there. Turn on the vehicle for me real quick. Nothing. All right, so we are back in this area right here. I'm just gonna let you know, I combed over everything. And the way I did that, I used this mirror right here. And I would just go through every little area around here to see if, you know, something was damaged. I'm just going to tell you what I found out on this. The customer did tell me one thing right here. He told me, he brought it up beforehand. What he brought up to me, he said that this vehicle at one point would not start at all. It had the same symptoms where the cluster would go crazy and this and that, and then he got to a point where it just didn't start at all. At that point, he started digging and he noticed that this module, the TCM, was at this location. So before he moved anything, all he did was disconnect the connector, put it back on there, and guess what happened as soon as he did that? Voila, everything turned on. So that's when I started asking myself, if this is the only area that he did touch, what caused this to turn back on? My first take was this right here. I looked right here and I was thinking that maybe whenever he disconnected this, maybe that right there was the culprit. I did comb through everything on here and verified there's no break, there's no tear, there's nothing that's shorting. At that point, I took that out of the equation. When the vehicle was cold, you would hit a bump, and this happened 3 days in a row. And here at my shop, I would hit a bump when it was cold. Issue always happened as soon as I hit that speed bump. Remember, the speed bump of death. As soon as the vehicle was running for at least more than 30 minutes, it would not happen anymore. If you go a little bit further in right here, you see that tab is broken. My thing that I was thinking about right here is that every single time that we hit a bump, as you can see, this is loose. What happens if it just had poor connectivity? That's another thing I was thinking about. What happens if this wasn't making proper contact, or so on? Before I removed this, I left this how it was, didn't open that up. All I did was did my checks, trying to see if there's anything touching. After that, for 2 days straight, this vehicle would not shut off. Or not shut off, it wouldn't act up anymore. I got to the point after that, I removed that. I did my pin drag test on each one. Everything looked pretty good. And now I'm to the point where now what's going on? I did phone a friend, a good friend of mine, Mr. DeFazio. He did state that these tend to have an issue. He wanted me to hook up a scope, did all that good stuff, but could not find anything. This is where I'm coming to. I'm gonna be using the Stabilant 22, and I'm gonna be putting this on the actual connector, and then I'm gonna let this go for about a month or two. So the Stabilant 22 is more of an enhancer. It really makes the proper contact with the connector to the actual pins. People use dielectric grease. That is not an enhancer. This one right here, this is gonna be the proper one. And these bottles, man, you wouldn't even guess how much these cost. These are about $100. So yeah, each little drop, you just put little small drops, and after that, you're gonna have a better connectivity when it comes down to that. If we don't have any more problems, I'm gonna call it for now, because I cannot find anything other than tearing everything apart. At the moment, I can't find anything, but I did explain to the customer, I just want to do this for now and see what happens. Like I said, I don't see any physical damage on this TCM. So that's why I just didn't replace it. But he did state that this happened after the car was repaired. You know, this is a community. Comment down below. Let me know what you would do, what your take on this would be. I'm not gonna put this video out until this has been running for at least 2 months with the Stabilant 22, and we're gonna see if this is the fix. And as well, because this tab right here is broken, I'm gonna go ahead and put a tie strap so this doesn't move anymore, because I want to make sure that this doesn't kind of wiggle its way out. That's gonna be my take on it right now. Let me know your process on this one. As you saw how we did this, we found the issue, went for a test drive, saw how this would move, got our scan tool to test this out, and then it stopped. And then at that point, that's when I wanted to do my visual inspection. After I did my visual inspection, move some of these wires around, bam, didn't do it anymore. I know this isn't a complete fix. Most of my videos are, we show the problem, we go through it. I think I want to have this more as a discussion. Let me know what you would do in this instance, and then we can work together as a community and hopefully become better techs all together. I'm here to learn like everyone else. Hopefully if you see this video, it's because it hasn't came back for now. And we'll see what we can find out. Holy freaking smokes, dude. So this video that you're watching right now, I didn't even realize this. It was since November 2025. So when I did make this video, I think 2 months right after that, I did call the customer just to verify. He told me everything's okay. And I forgot all about this video. Like, I didn't think it was good enough to put on YouTube. But sometimes we run into these situations where we have to make an executive decision if we're going to keep on going or we're just going to see what we have and try that. What I did was to use that Stabilant 22. I just recently called the customer and it's still on the road without any problems. What the heck? I don't know if I moved something or what, but I did tell him, if there's anything that happens, please don't hesitate. Give me a call. He didn't call. So there's a point where I thought he just took it somewhere else, but no. He told me that it's still running and it hasn't been acting up. At first, it was doing it a lot and then it stopped doing it and then it just wouldn't do it anymore whenever I moved that connector. So I put that Stabilant 22 and it hasn't been doing it since. Have you dealt with this before? Comment down below, let me know what you think. This one was crazy, man. I didn't want to put the video out, but then I was just like, let's just do it. Comment down below, let me know what you think, what you would do, and so on, because I'm just curious. If you do like this video, please put a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that little notification bell if you want to get brand new videos coming out from Miles Mechanics. I almost messed that up. But y'all take care. Y'all have a nice day. Goodbye.